Everybody's moving to Texas, right? From California? Well, that and Nevada if you're Graham Stephan, supposedly because cost of living's a lot smaller here. How much does it really cost to live in Texas? Let's find out. Hi friends, I'm Sarah, also known as Budget Girl here on the internet, and thank you for watching today's video. It's a really fun one. So today we're talking about the basic cost of living for Texas. And this is a really fun collab with a lot of my favorite personal finance ladies. So we're actually comparing cost of living pretty much across America because we have people from across America doing the same video today. I will have all of their videos in the playlist below. Please go check them out, subscribe to them, tell them I said hi because I really love these ladies. They're my absolute favorite. So we have Kelly in Florida, we have Lydia in Alabama, we have Kristen in Pennsylvania, myself in Texas, Justine in San Diego, and Marissa in Portland. So that's pretty much east to west coast. So make sure to go watch those videos and see how your cost of living compares depending on where you live. And if you even live in the United States at all, I would love to hear from some of you guys. I know I have a lot of international viewers, how your cost of living compares to ours here in America. I think it's probably going to be bananas. Please tell me below. I will engage with your comments. So before we get into it, I also wanted to tell you that I share the nitty-gritty of my personal budgets and even my net worth in my monthly budget reports, which I'll link that playlist down below so you can actually go in and see all of my numbers, including like what day I ate Taco Bell. So this is going to be more of an overview for cost of living, but if you're nosy, you can go watch those. And I know that's why you're watching this channel. And I love to provide. Because we like transparent personal finance here. And if you like transparent personal finance, go ahead and like and subscribe. I would love to have you. So let's go over the cost of living for College Station, Texas. So if you're not familiar with College Station, Texas, I am in Central Texas. It would cost a lot more if I lived in Austin or Houston, which I'm actually about an hour and a half away from either of those and about 3 hours south of Dallas. So it's a mid-sized Texas city of about 200,000 people, which would constitute a large-sized city in most other states, but bigger in Texas. So I'm not in like farmland Texas, which is crazy cheap, but I'm also not in like huge city Texas, which has cost of livings probably comparable to some of the really spendy states. I also make about $5,000 to $9,000 a month as a total income, so you have a gauge there. I started this channel 7 years ago making $1,600 a month with a buttload of debt, so budget. And over time, you will definitely be able to increase your lifestyle, income, etc. Stick with me. Here's that income breakdown. I make $3,100 a month from my day job at Texas A&M University, where I am a communications coordinator. And then I make about $1,600 a month from my rental properties, which we'll get into in a second. And then everything else that I make, which is why it varies so much, comes from Budget Girl, which is my small business, which you are watching right now. Thank you so much. That's awesome. So that's from advertising revenue from YouTube, my website, sponsorships, affiliates, and my Etsy store where I sell my budgeting spreadsheets and money tools. If you are interested in the breakdown of how all of that is set up and how much money I make on each thing, check out my 7 streams of income video down below. It's really fun. So my largest cost, buy and whole, is my mortgage. So my mortgage is currently $1,700 a month, which is probably not what you think of when you think Texas. However, while I'm personally responsible for the entirety of that mortgage, I own a duplex and I am house hacking it. So while I have to pay my $1,700 mortgage every month, I currently have tenants in one side of my duplex that pay $1,050 a month, and very soon I'll have a tenant who pays $1,200 a month. And I also have my boyfriend living with me who's in kind of like a roommate type situation. He pays me $500 a month. So out of my $1,700 mortgage, currently I pay $150, and come very soon I will pay $0. If you are interested in house hacking or my entire journey into home ownership and real estate investing, I will have a video series down below called the Duplex Diaries, where I expose every single number possible. So my house, which is a 2,400 square foot duplex, 3 beds and 2 baths on each side, cost $230,000, which is a little above the medium home price here. I actually have a video where I kind of take you shopping for real estate around my town, and you can get a home for around or under $100,000 here if you're willing to purchase a little bit older and do some renovations and stuff like that. I purchased this more expensive home very specifically because I wanted to use it eventually as a income generating real estate investment property. Housing in Texas is fairly affordable compared to some of the bigger cities, which is why a lot of people are moving to Texas. So I'm actually less than a year into my mortgage, having bought the house in May of 2020. And very soon I'll actually be refinancing the mortgage to save a little bit of money, which I know sounds insane, but I'll have a video on that soon, I promise. So here's my payment breakdown. $675 a month goes to interest. Once again, remember I'm a baby in this loan. I'm like 9 months into this loan, so interest is going to be higher. Principal is $354. Escrow is $508. So that's about $100 a month for insurance and $400 a month for property taxes. Yeah. I pay $4,000 a year in property taxes, and that's only going to go up. So also in Texas, there's no income tax. So residents here end up paying quite a bit more to offset that in property taxes. However, unlike California, our property taxes aren't locked in as to what they were when you bought it, which does contribute to the crazy cost of housing in California. It goes up as the property value goes up. I bought the home at $230,000. It immediately appraised at $240,000, and I'm paying taxes on $240,000. And when I was talking with the lender about refinance, his computer appraised it at $250,000, which is great, but that's just more property taxes for me to pay right now. And the final element to my $1,700 mortgage is $155 primary mortgage insurance. So because I put 3.5% down on this house through an FHA loan, I don't have 20% equity in it yet. I will refinance and get that off at 20%, but I am paying $155 to mortgage insurance, which I'm actually really fine with. I also pay a local yard service, $30 per mow to handle my yard, which worth every penny. So because my housing situation is just a little different than most people's, I also want to tell you how much cost of living would be when I rented, which was not that long ago. I was paying $665 to rent a 2-bed, 2-bath apartment. And right before I bought, they gave me a notice that it was going to go up to $995 for that same apartment. And that pretty much tracks with how rental prices are around here. As you heard, I'm charging $1,200 a month for my 3-bed, 2-bath rental unit. You can go a little smaller than that if you want and save some money, but if you rent in this area, it's probably going to cost you $700-800 up to about $1,000 per month in rent. You could obviously have roommates to help offset some of that cost, but that's what it is. Electricity, including sewer and trash, is around $150 per month. That is pretty much the minimum it gets to be honest. And during the summer, it gets up around the $200 a month range because Jacob and I don't like to swelter. For internet, I pay $74 a month, and that is for a slightly elevated above basic plan. That's also after negotiating. We only have one internet company in town. It's Suddenlink, and while they're fairly reliable, they do like to price gouge, and so about once or twice a year I have to call and argue with them until they discount my rate a little bit. I also don't pay for cable, and I never have. I do pay $20.50 per month for a Hulu and Disney Plus bundle for streaming services, and I actually share that with my best friend Jamie, who pays for Netflix and Amazon Prime. So we share all of those accounts, and it's worked out really well for many years. I also have a Kindle Unlimited subscription for $11 a month, which is worth every penny. I am a very voracious reader, and I read 20 plus books a month. I do have a video on how I read so many books every year down below, which you can check out if you want. For gas, I pay less than $50 per month. I live only a few miles from the university where I work, and currently we're working about half-time at home, half-time in person. So gas prices have been fine. I haven't had to spend much on gas at all. Also, we're not traveling anywhere this year because Corona. For cell phone, I pay $50 a month for an unlimited talk, text, internet thing. Straight Talk, I've had them for years. I could probably change to like Mint Mobile or one of those other services and get it down a little, but it just hasn't been worth the hassle. I know I have service everywhere with Straight Talk. I also don't have a car payment, but I do pay $96 a month for insurance. I bought my car with cash and it's a salvage vehicle and I love it. It's a 2016 Nissan Versa Note. No problems, and it's the nicest car I've ever driven. So next up is groceries, and that's actually my largest practical expense since my mortgage is mostly paid by other people. And I pay $300 a month for groceries, includes household stuff too. I'm like all humans, I am an eater, but I also enjoy really nice food. Jacob, my boyfriend, also contributes to the household groceries, and he spends close to that as well. So our household grocery budget's probably about $600 a month, and I realize that's insane. It is what it is. We like fresh. We're a little bougie too. My budget for restaurant spending is $150 per month. We haven't really been hitting that this year. We do eat out a little, but not quite enough to hit that. We more normally eat at home. My personal budget, which is pretty much like my fun budget, or includes things like haircuts, or if I want to get like a massage, anything, clothing, anything other than the household essentials, is $300 a month. And I usually hit that or go over slightly if we're being honest. And then one of my favorite things about my job is that my health insurance is actually free. I know that's a huge cost for most people. It does cost $30 a month if I don't get my annual physical and do like some other little kind of box ticking things. So I try to make sure to do those. I've actually been being charged the $30 a month for the last several months, and I've been having to argue with the insurance company because I did get that physical back in October. Before savings and investing, my total monthly costs are $1,347. So that's including my mortgage paid in full, because if I don't have a renter, I'm responsible for that whole thing, and that's about 35% of my take home. Once again, a little skewed. After saving and investing, I save $930 per month into sinking funds for things like annual expenses such as my dog's annual vet visit, her meds, for repairs for my car, Christmas, travel, everything like that. And I also invest $550 per month. Most of that is into Roth IRA. So none of this is including pre-tax to my employer retirement plus the match, which I'm very lucky to have. So my total cost to live the way I do here in Texas is $4,827. I would really love to know how your costs compare wherever you live. Perhaps your mortgage is a lot lower or higher if you're in a lower or higher income area, / your rent, / groceries. I just want to hear from you guys. It's very interesting to hear what everybody else has to say in this collab, so make sure to check out those videos as well. And if you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and like it. And subscribe if you haven't been here before. I would love to keep talking money with you. All right, thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.